Bow wow 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 whoa whoa! It's really playing games Extinction Curse. I'm GM Graham, and joining me today are Brian as Faith, the Tiefling Monk.
Hello.
We have Garrett as Fabian, the Catfolk Rogue.
Hello, hello.
Ross as Oarshus, the Lizard Folk Swashbuckler.
Hello.
And we are down another Ross, who's usually Edward Calder, the half-elf summoner. But we do have Patrick as Horatio, the half-elf wizard.
I guess we let the dogs out.
You
Or
allowed
most of them.
most of the dogs to escape
Most of
a
the dogs out.
grisly fate in the Shuni chumming encounter, where you ran across as you were making your way north from Carrick along the Verdant Passage, heading toward Matt and Cleave in the Sword Lands here. Investigating what is happening to Opper Vandy, the leader of the Carrot Grange, this farming association, and also the local mortician, is clearly beset by some bad dreams and some bad experiences. Trying to find out what's going on with that, and also determining if we can get to these Aeon Towers and do this whole big fated quest thing. You were heading north along the road and heard some screams and shouts. Found that some of these monsters were besetting and attacking these Shunies, these pug folk, who are adorable and definitely worth saving. You did your utmost. Definitely could be said that you tried as hard as you could to save these wonderful little dudes. I want to get some art of the Shunies just because they're so cute. But one of them, unfortunately, did perish, one of these Shunies traders. But the other ones survived. You were able to make it out and defeat or knock unconscious all of the land sharks, these bullets that were chomping down on the Shunies. And you have rescued them. As a gift, they have given you a lovely shovel. Apparently, these dog folk are pretty good at digging in the ground. Lends to their farming ways very well. So, you're just finishing this encounter. Some of you are pretty badly hurt. I think only the Calders remain relatively unscathed. The rest of you were fairly injured during that battle. But the Shunies are extremely grateful. They're just kind of, oh, thank you so much. They give you the shovel. They say, oh, please, if there's anything else, if you are new to the area and you need anything, you should definitely go visit my cousin, Boraloo. He's a grave digger over in Castanley. Talking to these guys for a bit. They say he sings to the spirits of the dead. If you need something. Well, I should ask, do any of you mention your circus or being circus folk? I mean, they see you all arrayed as you are, dressed as you are, and probably think, oh, this is a strange crew moving north, but would you mention anything about the circus to these Shunies?
Yeah, I think we tell them why we're here and what we're doing. I don't,
Sure.
just
Brief conversation with them.
chat with them for a few minutes.
Because they are just ecstatic to hear anything, kind of like do a little bit of the dog pant, and they say that they will bring as many Shunies as they can the next time your circus is over by Matt and Cleave. So they are more than willing to just bring and fill out the circus. They're thrilled about it. They say that you definitely want to talk to Boraloo over in Castanley, because this Boraloo may be a potential act for you to acquire in your journey. Apparently, Boraloo, the spirit singer, is a potential act.
Also, want to tell them to be careful next time, because some of the bullets are not dead. So,
Their plan's probably to pack up the cart as much as they can, to salvage what they can, and then make their way north. So they don't want to hold you up in your journey if you, want to either go ahead of them, or if you want to stay around and travel with them just to make sure they get to Matt and Cleave safely. I'm sure they will appreciate it. In the meantime, if there's anything particular you want to ask of them, you are definitely able to do so.
Do they make this trip often? Are they like selling things?
Oh, we're trying to peddle our farm wares, yes, and our food. Over in Matt and Cleve and Carrick, it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still pretty good.
Have you ever had issues like this before?
Oh, sometimes we've heard it's not happened to me personally, but there's been some attacks and some people who unfortunately who've perished to wild creatures and things and terrible things that have happened along the Verdant Passage as of late.
This is just a general like knowledge question. Is it normal for just 6 bullets to just be hanging around on this island?
Well, if you want to try to I can make a secret check for you to see if you would know how much you would know about boulettes.
Not that I would know because not a very smart lizard, but
Sure.
maybe I've heard something somewhere. Maybe have I heard rumors about this from Absalom or something like that?
So, Awarshisk, you are not that familiar with boulettes and their typical habits and what they do. Obviously, you've encountered one now, so you know about them. But as far as like any particulars of, their behavior and if this is normal or abnormal, you're not sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably best if we do go with them in case this happens again.
Yeah.
We'd be most appreciative.
How far is it still to Matt and Cleve?
So it is not too far at all. You just have just a few more miles, about 5 miles or so.
That's
take
not
a couple
bad.
hours, yeah. It's definitely a doable journey. Well, assuming you continue to make your way along the Verdant Passage with your new Shuni friends, you...
I mean, should we take a short rest? Not a short rest, a series of 10-minute rolls to heal up.
I think we can do that while they pack up, right? To like repair the cart and stuff, or while they're getting it all back.
They're going to take a minute, to get what they can, so you definitely have some time to try to patch each other up.
Oh yeah, come patch me up. I forgot how much I got chomped.
Y'all, 3 y'all got chomped pretty bad. I think the ratio is okay.
So I can't see any people. So who's the most chomped?
I can fix that.
I'm not gonna claim.
So
I think Arashik is the most
chomped,
and then Fabian, and then me.
I mean, we both have bite marks on us, and not.
Yeah.
So we'll start with
Compare
Arashik.
wounds.
That was the wrong roll.
Large bite marks.
Oh no, I missed.
Oh no.
You missed.
But the good news is,
how did you miss?
It's an EC 30. I only rolled a 28. But the thing is, what about a 30 if I click the risky surgery? But I didn't, so you don't lose any hit points.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait 10 minutes and try again. There we go.
There we go.
That was a crit.
So,
What are those dice that you're rolling? D8s or what?
48.
And you rolled
48.
3 2s and a 1.
4d8 plus 40. Yeah, the 48's kind of... So, yeah, 47 is a low roll for that, but... Hey, you got 47 hit points, man.
Yep.
Now I guess we'll try Fabian.
Nope.
Oh man,
You take 1 point of damage,
I'm getting bad at this. Now I'll try Fabian a second time. Oh no! Oh no! You take an LED 8.
6.
6
That
plus
cat
6.
anatomy is coming back at
13. The Shuni's watch as Faith just punches the hell out of Fabian, just like, ooh. Oh, like, what did he do? Why is the tiefling so upset at the cat?
It's hard to explain.
strange form of medicine.
It's a risky form of
I
medicine.
hope the circus isn't this brutal.
It can't be.
There we go.
From time to time.
Net
That
53.
succeeds. Net 53.
Well, sort of.
Maybe more. Was Fabian below 7?
No. think you're all right.
Okay.
No, I was almost there, but not quite. You nearly knocked me out.
And then I'll try myself. See, I can heal myself fine.
Yeah.
I know what you guys are complaining about.
Well, it's not that I'm complaining. It's just
just
it's
stating
not
the
getting
fact.
better. It's getting worse.
Well, sometimes you have to feel pain to heal. Was it
Sure.
like acupuncture?
So do one more DC 30 for a rush check. Ha, succeeded.
There
That
we
will
go.
Fill you up. Do a DC 20 for Fabian because he's a lot closer to being full.
I'll take it.
And a DC 20 for myself.
Alrighty. So you spend a good bit of time.
40 minutes.
You start to get
15.
a little nervous of, do you think you maybe saw one of the bullets move? But not 100% sure. So the Shunies definitely say, we should probably go. We should probably go.
Yeah.
And urge you onwards. But you have a couple of hours as you're making the way north along the verded passage, if there's anything else you wanted to talk to them about.
Who is the person that we're looking for? Ken?
The person who can talk to ghosts, or the other person?
No, the person in Matt and Cleve.
We definitely need to talk to the person who can talk to ghosts, right? Seems like that would be the thing.
So the first person who died, I think, old Kuru.
Mm-hmm.
He, I think, was from Matt and Cleve.
Okay.
If you bring this up to the Shunies, they will point out that, oh yeah, there's a path, and there's bad things I used to say about old Kuru, but yeah, if you just take a path a little outways from Matt and Cleve, you can get there pretty easily. And they'll kind of point out to you oops, don't mean to do that. They'll point out to you the location of, oh, I'm on the wrong layer. That's what's wrong, Graham. They'll point out to you the path to old Kuru's place.
And can I ask what types of things people said about him?
Oh, well, they said he was a mean old cuss named Kuru that up and died in his sleep about a year ago. The grocer's delivery boy found him stone dead. No family and no will. So the place is just moldering out there.
Was he a member of the farmers co-op? Whatever it was called? Farmers Guild?
The Carrick Grange?
Yes.
I don't think so. He seemed just to be curmudgeonly and really just not paying any kind of heed to anybody, but just a mean old sort.
Did he owe anybody money?
Yeah, the Shunies kind of shrug. They're not sure. Oh, I should...
And no one's been out there in a year
Nope.
since he died?
Here we go. Bucolic Adventures. No, not that we've heard of. No one's been out there. Say the place is cursed.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, best of luck to you.
Alright, we've got nothing else. Just, send word around as soon as the circus comes to Mountain Cleave, and we'll bring all our folk over from Fernie.
We look forward to seeing you. We'll
They
put on a
nod.
good show.
Thank you again. Shake your hands with a little, well calloused pause from farmhand work. And they make their way further out of Matt and Cleve. Looks like they're probably going to try to make it back to Fernie by nightfall, for at this point you've spent a couple more hours. It's mid to late afternoon when you get into Matt and Cleve. Matt and Cleve, let me get this over here. So definitely smaller than Carrick. Nothing really particular about it. It's a gathering place, kind of, it's just a stop along the Verdant Passage that transformed into a town. So nothing too much standing out from you. You do see that there's the path south out of town, where you assume that the pathway will eventually lead to the old Kuru farm. But if there's anything else you want to try to accomplish when you arrive in Mattencleave.
What time of day is it?
Late afternoon.
Do we need to secure lodging before people go to bed, or is that something you do when you just show up in the middle of the night? I don't know.
We'll just sleep in the haunted house.
So, looking around, you can take maybe 15 minutes and see most of what's in Mattencleave. So there are a few storehouses, Wainwright, 2 blacksmiths, and then there's an inn and tavern called the Sea of Clover. And there's you can kind of see too, there's a wide shelf, a little bit of a rise in the land, maybe just a few feet, but it's pretty flat along there. And you'll see some people gathering and milling about there. There's like a farmer's cart that's paused in that area, but it seems like that would be a large enough space and large enough open space in the middle of town for a potential circus show.
That means we're gonna have to pick up and come here at some point, I guess.
Up to you. Up to how much you want the circus to be prosperous, and if you think the people of the Sword Lands could use a good show, but how you go about that is up to you.
You said that there is an inn or a tavern.
Yep, an inn and tavern called the Sea of Clover.
I would like to check in.
Check in. Sure.
Let's rent some rooms for the night and then do the other stuff we want to do here. But go ahead and get rooms because we might be in late. Who knows?
Absolutely. There is a kindly older gentleman as the innkeep there who will easily rent you all rooms for the evening. Let's see. Pretty, not like a barn stay, not a pretty moderately quaint accommodations. They're not the fanciest, but they're all right. So
we get 3 rooms.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be like 1 silver for the night per bed. So
okay. 1 silver.
Alrighty, rooms are required. They come with a nice meal for the evening, but depending on when you're going to be back.
Do we want to go investigate the old Kuru's place now?
If we have the daylight
Might as
for
well.
We could also do that in the morning.
That's true.
Let's do it now.
it.
Raring to go.
No time like the
Well,
present.
Something could happen after dark. Who knows?
Question.
That's true. Maybe we would get good evidence after dark.
Yeah, I'm not
If there's any
spiritualist.
ghosts around.
Does Edward have the light spell, Graham? Because I don't.
Let's see.
I probably know it. I never prep it. I can see in the dark.
Assuming that these cantrips are all spells he has prepared, then yes.
He's a spontaneous.
Yeah,
right?
so all this he can cast any of his spells.
Yep, knows light.
Good.
I mean, I could also carry a torch. You know, that's not a huge deal.
Alrighty. Any other preparations before you set off for the evening toward Old Kuru's place?
Would it be possible to get a one
Oh, I
second.
need to take 10 minutes to refocus.
A healing potion, like even a lesser or a minor one?
Here, it may be tough in Mat Enclave. There's not a lot of alchemy going on around here.
Yeah.
You know, there's a chance that if you kind of went and spent some time going to the storehouses and asking around town, you may be able to conjure up one, but it's no guarantee.
What is our stock of healing? Who has healing potions?
I have a single lesser elixir of life.
Okay.
Doesn't
know.
look like Edward has any.
So I used my only one last time. Okay, well, as long as Faith has one, I suppose. That way, if Faith goes down, you can grab it off of her and give it administer, right? Is it an action just to grab if it's on? If it's out? If it's like...
It would action to take it out of my not poncho.
Pouch.
Yeah.
I still have a Saint's Bomb. You know, in the worst case scenario.
Okay, well, we don't really have a choice then.
What's the worst that could happen in the
That's
abandoned
right.
house?
We're just investigating, and nobody's been there for a year. I'm sure it'll be fine.
We don't even know if it's ghosts.
It's probably not ghosts.
Yeah. Probably a regular murderer. Totally fine.
Regular murderer.
So, confident now that you have what you need, you begin to set off from Mat Enclave south along this old dirt road through mostly fertile lands, although here and there there's some dry spots and some dead trees, toward Old Kuru's place. Alright. And then you all come upon the place itself.
It has a map.
This farm is worse for wear. The fields around it are abandoned and overgrown, beginning to show the telltale yellowing of the local blight that afflicts these lands. The farmstead itself is simple enough, consisting of a house and a lone barn. The barn appears ramshackle but still in stable condition. Though much of the house's roof is gone, its walls remain intact. A front porch festooned with 2 decorative columns, now warped and cracked with age, are the only hint of former prosperity. The door of the house hangs open limply on its hinges. You've come to Old Kuru's place. So looking around, you see the barn over in this direction, and then the house itself, not very large, but most of the roof kind of caved in, and as evening is drawing on and some long shadows, there is a sense of foreboding and menace about this place.
I think we should check out the house.
The main house. Yeah, what kind of... Is it just... Oh, it's a wooden house, right? Or...
Yep, old farmhouse. Maybe at one point might have been nice and quaint, but no longer.
Is this a window here?
Yes, so you look up and all of the windows appear shuttered.
Can I open the shutter? Or is it...
So... Upon closer inspection, you look up and it's from the inside. They've been kind of boarded and planked up from the inside.
Okay, I guess we try the door then. I can't get in from this way. Well, at least not without some force.
I would like to detect magic.
Okay. You don't get a specific sense of magic, but there's this tingle at the back of your neck, your hair standing on end. Like something is a little off.
This place is weird.
You want to do the usual check for traps?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Taking a gander over the door. Fabian, everything seems fine. Those of you looking upon the door don't seem to notice anything.
I'll go ahead and try to open the door then. You know, we're here on a mission.
Alright. You open the door. The roof over the main portion of the house collapsed some time ago, allowing the elements to have their way. Roof beams and broken shingles lie atop the crumpled remains of simple furnishings. A door still stands in the wall of the roofed northern portion of the house, as do an intact fireplace and chimney. So you can just see another closed door over here. Over here.
Let's detect magic and then search this room.
Yeah.
Right.
Is this house raised from off of the ground, or it's flat on the ground, or what?
It is flat on the ground. Nothing kind of indicates that there's a floor below or like even a crawl space. It's on.
So
great.
potentially, hopefully not going to fall through the floor, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean the wood is the wood floor is broken and splintered in several places, and the beams have collapsed in. But you can kind of like, it's this creepy creaking sound. Horatio, no specific magic, but again that unease, that feeling.
I guess I'm going to try searching as well, because that's what we're here to do, find anything.
All right. Oar's just taking a gander around. Now you look around in the fireplace, you look around, most of the furniture in here is destroyed. You know, there's even signs of like plants that are starting to grow where the rain has come in and like dripped down from the roof tiles and into here. The fireplace seems empty. There's just this one closed door at the back.
Bedroom?
I guess I'll try the door.
All right, you try the door. It appears locked.
Why would it be locked?
How sturdy does this door look?
You can try to force it open.
I mean, should we have Fabian try and pick the lock?
Okay, I was just gonna. It's just some ramshackle door,
Try to
but if
unlock
Fabian
it.
wants to do it, I think there's no sense in maintaining. You know.
Well, I mean, we
integrity
don't have to
of the door.
destroy it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
whatever.
well, somebody might inherit this place. Let's hear.
Yeah, go for it.
Sure, you can
Yeah.
attempt a thievery check.
Just want to make sure that everything is set up right. Okay.
Getting out the tools very delicately, getting ready to do your rogue thing. All
Wow.
right. Yeah. So that is. Can you critical success on a thievery check?
Yeah.
Two successes.
Pick lock.
Two
Yeah, you get
successes.
two.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, you're going pretty good, and like, okay, I think I got this. It's, you know, most of the way unlocked, but you think you can do a little bit more. So you've made some progress on it.
Okay. So I continue.
And with that, this lock is not terribly difficult. You were able to get through it easy peasy, a far cry from previous experiences trying to pick locks, but this one just
That would have been
opens
very embarrassing.
smooth as butter. And it opens up, revealing beyond a bedroom. This bedroom is surprisingly intact given the destruction in the rest of the house. There are no windows, though there are sills and frames on the walls, as though to indicate where windows should be. A single narrow bed lies against the far wall, its moldering blankets twisted as if its last occupant did not rest easily. Beside the bed is a simple night table bearing a single lit candlestick that provides a dim radiance to an otherwise darkened room.
Is that a magic candle,
Detect
Horatio?
magic.
There's something about it, but it's not the candle. There's something
So-
about this room.
That's not an ever-burning flame?
No, it doesn't give off the same.
Lack of heat.
I think this place is capital H haunted.
Why would they need light, though? If I look out the window,
Ghosted or afraid of the dark.
or is this a window here that I'm next to?
Yes, but they're all boarded up from the inside. Fabian and Faith. As you
Yes.
enter the bedroom, the sheets begin to writhe and twist and
It's a
move
sheet elemental.
of their own accord. And the two of you see, rising from the bed, coming up to a sitting position, a figure, ghostly in appearance, tormented, torturous expression on its face, begin muttering, chanting in your direction. And you see this ghostly figure rise. Vandy! So I need both of you to make will saves for me. And then I need everyone to roll initiative. Perception for me. Alright, so 26 and 22. Okay. So that's something I just need to know for later.
Cool.
The best kind of. I was trying to figure out how to get out that window, or like to see through
A bit
it.
more than your usual.
Alright, we'll say Edward is just surprised and shocked and kind of standing in the back and doesn't realize what's happening.
This is
at the
Marion's
moment.
chance to have a conversation, maybe.
Like, wait a minute, that's a ghost person. Marion's trying to like snap Edward out of it and smacking him around like, hey, it's a ghost. That's me. That's my cue. But let me just add. Let's see.
See, I don't have ghost touch fists yet. I don't think that's actually a thing.
Okay, so Horatio, you were getting a sense that something was off about all this from the get-go, and now you realize, okay, this is probably something haunted. So you are first to react to all this. What do you do?
Is there a way for me to? He said Vandy.
Yes, you can try to focus in on what this ghost seems to be saying.
Yeah, I want to try and figure out what the ghost is saying, what it might want.
Sure. You spend an action trying to listen in, and you do begin making out these words, and this muttering begins to form. There's coherent thoughts and sentences to it. You hear, "Old Lady Swinton's broke. The Roger Swinton can rot in his grave. You should have sold me that acre, Roger. Now your widow's gonna starve. Don't tell her about Vandy. No. And now Vandy's money is blood money. Blood money now. She rides with spurs of fire. The night lady, oh, the fire it burns." And this ghost is muttering words about the Swintons and Vandy, blood money, and a night lady. So that is one of your 3
Chaos
actions.
take the world.
Chaos ending for sure.
It was Vandy, Blood Money, and what? A lady?
Night lady.
A night lady.
Yes. Lady that rides with spurs of fire.
Does a night lady that rides with spurs of fire mean anything to me?
Would you like to try to recall knowledge?
Yeah.
Um,
No idea what skill that would be. That could be anything.
yeah, it's gonna
Except
be
an
probably a
animal.
little hard. But let's see here.
Reasonable.
Oh, there we go.
A fae riding a nightmare.
Yeah.
We're screwed.
So that's that.
A
ratio.
Dullahan, maybe.
Oh god. I
Um,
think we're high enough level for that.
yeah, nothing about the spurs of fire triggers anything in your memory. You have 1 more action left.
Can I, and this might be 2 actions, can I make a diplomacy check to try and calm down the spirit? Like, hey, things are going to be okay. We will make things right.
Sure. You try to call out to the spirit and try to calm it and get it to, calm down a little bit. So that's Horatio. You feel like, okay, this is gonna be fine, and you're pretty calm and even-keeled in your voice. The spirit just continues to go wild and keep muttering about and reaching out hands from the bed toward Fabian and Faith. You get the sense that it's not responding to diplomacy. It is a crazed spirit. Chaos. So, speaking of crazed spirit, it goes next. Let me do a little roly-poo here. Okay, Fabian. Hey, buddy.
Okay.
So you are transfixed momentarily as you see this sickly old man lying in the bed. You're flickering between 2 visions almost simultaneously. One of this ghostly figure reaching out to you, the other a sickly old man lying in the bed, screaming and ranting about guilt, shame, and then dying. So it's not only the ghostly figure with wild flowing hair behind it reaching out to you, it's this sick and frail man, just gaunt and just emaciated, writhing in the bed. So I need you to make another will save for me. So 28. Alrighty. So
Am I possessed?
no, you're just kind of freaked out and psychically damaged. You take 28 points of mental damage.
Whoa.
And you are frightened too.
Oof.
Yep. So yeah, you are just kind of freaked the fuck out by what is going on in this room. So that is that. Faith, you're next. What do you do?
Did you say frightened?
Frightened too.
Okay. I'm going to use advanced first aid to attempt to
Calm him down.
unfrighten him
All
by
right.
punching him in the face. Apparently,
Hey,
Slap.
but
snap out of it.
yeah. So it's just a medicine check.
Maybe punch on the shoulder or something. I don't know.
And the DC is the DC of whatever's frightening him.
That succeeds.
Okay, so that reduces his frightened by 2, which I guess goes to 0.
Yeah, so you get freaked out for a second, Faithian, until Faith smacks you. And you're pretty used to Faith smacking you by now. So your mental damage is still there, but at least you're not freaking out by it. So how many actions was that, Faith?
That's... I think it's just 1.
All right.
Advanced first aid, maybe.
I wrote down 1, but I don't think that's right. I think it's... Yeah. I feel like we can't just fight the ghost. I'm gonna maybe take a step back. Or kind of encourage Fabian to follow up after me.
Is administer first aid normally a 2-action activity for you, or do you have something that reduces it?
It's normally 2 actions, so that would be
Okay,
a
then.
activity. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have doctor's visitation. So that's all 3 actions.
All right, then we're on to Fabian. What do you do?
Okay. So he's just like chilling in his bed, eh? This spectral
Yep.
ghost.
Killing is maybe not the word, but
I don't. Can you banish the dead with poking it? I don't know. Should we just close the door and find something else to deal with this situation?
No joke, that might work. Sometimes leaving works.
as we well know
Yeah,
from
I'm
combination
gonna make a tactical retreat, and
All right.
as well. So that's 2 actions, and then I think, and then I'll wait. There's
You
Hang
should
out.
be able to move to Faith Square, close the door, and then leave Faith Square. If we want to just peace.
yeah, that's what I'll do.
Alrighty. So you come like, oh, that's too much. Both of you get out of the room, and then on the way out, you go and slam the door behind you. As soon as you're out,
All right, problem solved.
There is a period of time where you hear more wailing and screaming from the ghostly sounds, more rattling of the door against the frame, but after about 1 minute's time, the ranting and raving grows quiet, and the house grows still once more.
So, but he said 2 names, right?
What was that all about?
He said Vandy was blood money, and then there was another person who owed him money.
Yeah, Horatio, if you relay the words, it was, Old Lady Swinton's broke, and Rogor Swinton can rot in his grave. Should have sold me that acre, Rogor. Your widow is gonna starve. Don't tell her about Vandy, no, no, no. Now Vandy's money is blood money. Blood money now, she rides with spurs of fire. The night lady, oh, the fire it burns.
Huh.
So, but Rogar is the same guy that owed, not owed, the
Vandy owed money to. So Vandy owed money to Rogor.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Rogor refused to sell land to this guy, to Carew.
I think probably, I think Vandy told you about the old Kuru, which you presume is this ghostly figure, hating the Swintons and kind of having an animosity with them.
But he knew that Vandy owed the Swintons money, and why would he know that?
And wasn't going to say anything because, man, we have been told 7 different ways there's nothing to investigate with the Swintons. But maybe that's wrong. We haven't actually gone to their place. Well, we should.
I mean, it seems like so both the Swintons, and so
All 3 of us.
both Carew and Vandy had reasons for the Swintons to dislike them.
Yeah.
And if we go by the theory that the Swintons are somehow have cursed Vandy, it makes sense that they curse Karoo too.
Someone on their behalf, maybe. It may not be them. Maybe somebody who knew and is getting, I don't know, liked them or something. Somebody who is alive. And thus the stealing of the keys.
Or maybe the daughter didn't die. I mean, yeah, maybe one
the
of them
grave is empty.
Maybe one of them didn't actually die. No joke. Faked their death, and now I don't know why they'd wait so long, but
If there are bones there, do we have anybody that can identify whether the bones are appropriate for
I don't know that I want to dig up graves. That seems weird.
And I guess if the ghosts aren't haunting somebody, that maybe that would cause them to start haunting us. There's still an outhouse, this outbuilding to investigate.
There was a barn, yeah. We should
barn
always look
and
in
a
the
well.
barn.
And nothing bad ever comes out of wells. So
It's also possible that we would get something more coherent out of the ghost if we didn't leave after a few seconds.
Well, you are
we
welcome to go back in there.
Yeah, not that I want to go back in there.
wear flashing lights inside and intense scenes. I guess I'll go and open the barn door.
All right. Despite being in somewhat rickety shape, the structure is still sound. The main door opens into a long barn, rife with the smell of musty straw and decay. 3 horse stalls line the east side. The walls, widely spaced planks, allow light to filter in from the outside, giving the interior a dusty glow. Standing in each of the 3 stalls is an unmoving skeleton of a horse.
Like standing?
Ready to fight some
Are they
Ready
moving?
to fight some skeletons,
no, they're not
guys?
moving.
There's a moment holding your breath,
At least it's corporeal.
and they don't move. Just standing horse skeletons.
Do horses
Barn.
normally do this?
This is very creepy. Is it like it's set up like a taxi, like an articulated skeleton, or is it like
Freestanding, like you'd see in a museum, but there are no supports of any kind.
These are undead. We should destroy them. They're
are-
not undead.
Is there magic?
I don't
Do you
know.
sense it?
Sure, I'll detect magic.
The same feeling that pervaded the house also pervades the barn. Something just being wrong and off.
We're probably going to find a skull in that well, aren't we?
What did they say about the night lady who rides with spurs of fire or something like that, right?
She rides with spurs of fire, the night lady, oh, the fire it burns.
Does she maybe have a skeleton horse that she rides? Is this for her stable? I'll try to steel myself. I can't mentally raise a shield, but I'll step inside.
All right. The horses do not move.
Anything back in the stalls?
You check. There's moldy hay. But other than that, they seem to be just containing a horse skeleton, one apiece.
What happens if you touch one of the horse skeletons?
Probably nothing good.
Yeah, let's go for a touch on the scapula.
Reach out. Your lizard folk claw. Tap. The skeleton crumbles into a pile of bones.
That's it. They don't look like anything. They're just.
Poor horses. They did not deserve this.
Well, I mean, it's. What did they die of?
They probably starved to death.
Standing still, like are they shut in there like paddock? Is that the right word?
No, the stalls are open. The barn door was closed, but no.
They're not like grouped together at all. They're all standing in like an order. Like
Just
this
standing
is very
in the
strange.
stall.
They didn't just die of hunger standing stock still.
Yes, it is quite
Seems
unnatural.
very intentional.
What time of day is it?
So by this point, probably spent a little bit of time here. It's evening. At this point, the sun is not set though.
Okay. Do you know of anything, Horatio, about horses that come alive after sunset or anything? Should we be worrying?
No.
It'll be fine.
I'm not trained in religion.
As long as you're not sensing
I'm
necromancy.
trained in neither religion nor nature, so I don't know anything about that.
Edward says, "I'm okay at religion, but not the best."
I mean, I guess like the bones probably have no visible. It's not like they were injured, right? It's not like they were broken bones or not teeth marks on the bones. So, like, there's nothing there to indicate any kind of physical thing outside of what would be damage to their like flesh.
Yep, they seem to be just intact horse skeletons, standing there that crumble when touched. Looking over at the well, Horatio, you can see there is water. It's not super deep either. It's maybe like 10, 12 feet deep well, and then you can see water at the bottom there.
Is there a rope that leads down? Like there might be a bucket?
Yes, over kind of on the opposite side of you, laying on the ground there, is a bucket that definitely has some cracks in it, so it's not the most watertight seal, but it is still on the rope. The rope's a little frayed, but not still serviceable.
Let's let down the bucket. And then turn the handle.
Video game logic.
back
It picks up.
You have
whatever's-
to hoist it up by hand.
Okay.
So it's kind of like...
Sure. I can do that.
And there's some water spilling out of it on the sides. A little trickle there, but you managed to get up a bucket of water from the well.
Just normal looking water.
Looks normal.
Does it smell normal?
There's a slight pungent
Sulfur.
odor to it, but faint, not very strong.
Not like rot though. Pungent? Why would it be pungent?
It's kind of
Minerals?
a little bit of stink.
Sulfur?
We're in Savannah.
Marsh water.
I am not going to taste this water. I'll just pour it back in the well.
So you said there were like sills on the interior of this room, right?
But if you look on the exterior, it is just a wall. There's no indication of a window back there.
A wooden wall.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do a little
Yep.
perimeter search.
There are further fields that are now kind of unkempt and heavily weeded around the farm, but these are the two structures that are still standing on the farm.
Any of the horses did just die naturally. Their skeletons wouldn't stay standing up. I mean, you collapse, if you don't have muscle holding you up.
They're not gonna rot like that. That is.
I mean that is how skeletons work normally,
What?
unless
Unless.
I mean, the only reason your skeleton stays up because the muscles and support's holding it up, right? When those are
Right,
gone, there's
yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
to hold it up.
Yeah. You don't hold together when you rot. So
even if it was some kind of
Even if you were
disintegration
balanced
that,
perfectly, there is
that
no perfect.
Yeah,
made all the muscles and skin disappear at once, the bones would just collapse.
You could
Because
calcify the muscles.
like bones aren't even connected to each other.
Right.
yeah. You really didn't detect any magic. It just seems like someone set that up. That seems very intentional.
I would take somebody very skilled with a careful hand to set that up.
Or spooky.
Or spooky.
Spooky is the sense you get from most of this. This is just unnatural.
Yeah, haunted things aren't necessarily magical in the same way that a spell is.
Religiously
My-
magical.
Yeah, my detect magic isn't gonna. It won't pick up things that aren't magic spells or magic items.
Edward says, "Well, I got a ghost with me now. Maybe I can see if I know anything about this." Nope. Edward says, "I got nothing."
Marion's not been, gone for too long.
No,
only
not
seen a
as
couple
in
of
tune
things.
with Ghostly Marion yet.
He hasn't learned all the ghost rules. He hasn't
Yeah.
gone to.
Yeah.
Gone to
He
ghost
hasn't, he
camp.
hasn't finished his ghost orientation.
Yeah, so a bit puzzler. You discuss these unnatural things and a lot about horse skeletons, but it just seems that there's something to the local superstitions and whatnot about the old Kuru place that is indeed haunted.
Shall we go investigate the haunted room again? Is there any way we can get rid of him? Do you know how to put down a ghost?
Edward kind of is like, I don't know. I'm not that trained. I'm just pretty new to this ghostly stuff, so
How do you get ghosts to go away?
pops out Marion. Marion's like, "You exorcise them, dummy." But he's not good enough to do it, and I'm tethered to this dumbass. So, I
Well,
don't know. We might not be able to do anything about this one. Poops out.
Maybe we can get assistance from a temple or something back in town. I don't know.
God
Although,
bless it.
if it's been like this for a year and no cleric has come to do anything about it yet, I don't know why they will now.
Yeah, I think the only thing we're probably going to get here is if we go back in, we could try and listen to more of what it says. A spirit might tell us what we need to do, maybe probably not literally, but might give us the information we need to put it to rest. But
When it comes to temple folk, I'll say, Horatio, you do know that there was, at least when you were living there, a priest of Abadar who lived in Carrick and had an office there.
So usually the ghosts want something sometimes, right? And usually you give that to them and they go away.
who knows?
Oh.
Maybe if we find out what the night lady that rides with spurs of fire is and stop her from riding with spurs of fire, whatever those are, maybe that would put him to rest. Maybe other people have heard of a horsewoman with flaming feet or something. We can ask around tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or tonight at the inn.
Well, any
Just-
any other forays you wish to make here at the old Kuru place, or do you make a tactical retreat, headed back to Matt and Cleve for the evening?
That ghost.
I mean, the ghost isn't going anywhere.
It does seem to be quiet still after you close the door to the bedroom.
Why was it locked? Why was the candle on? I guess Ghost turned on the candle. Ghost locked the door.
Ghost is afraid of the dark. Maybe it wasn't a
Well,
ghost.
I don't know. I'd lock a door on a ghost, wouldn't you?
Then who had the key?
Ah, the mystery intensifies.
Who has the key to the room? I mean, I guess a ghost can just lock a door arbitrarily, but and light a candle.
Um, who we know who discovered the body, right? That was one of the things the dogs told us.
Yes, they said it was a grocer, someone making a delivery, and found the old man dead. Apparently, they took the corpse for burial, but the house has been vacant ever since then.
Can I look to see if there are any signs that
But
somebody physical has been walking around here?
That there was a funeral because Vandy performed the funeral.
Yes. Oarchis, there are no signs of either tracks or droppings or any kind of, like, anything being in here since you guys. There's not even, like, small animals or anything like that. You maybe would find signs of, scat or anything like that. No, nothing. Seems that even small animals have kept their distance from this place.
What is going on? I feel like we're missing something. We have a house that somebody needs to take the keys for to get into Vandy's mortuary or whatever. We have a ghost here that lights the candle and locks the door, preventing anybody from getting in. With no key anywhere that we could see.
Mysteries abound. You go outside, walk around in the grass a little bit. The evening's light casting life's long shadows over the grass. Wondering what all these mysterious things surrounding death may have to do with one another, but no further clues present themselves at this time.
Okay. That's a stable for horses, right? That's what it looks like. That the horses should be in that place, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, anything else? I guess it's time to go back and ask information if we can.
Somewhat distraught, but not deterred, our heroes leave the old Kuru place with its ghostly inhabitant muttering strange things. They head back toward Matt and Cleve. Round evening, around dinner time, you know that a hot meal is supposedly waiting for you at the inn and tavern, Sea of Clover. You walk in, there's a nice meal ready for you, drinks provided with it, pretty cheap ale, nothing special, but it's a nice little meal to kind of reconnoiter and ask people around. There's a few folks coming in and out of the tavern portion here, but you are able to talk to them if you want to, or just, enjoy the evening and spend the night here.
Can I gather well, I guess it'd be difficult for me to gather information, but Can I, with the assistance of someone, gather information?
I also wanted to do that to see if
Sure.
anyone else would know what
Anything
mean,
about the Kuru place? Any
night lady
rumors?
that rides with spurs of fire. What in the hell does that mean?
Maybe
Please,
ask if there's
random
any like
NPC, tell me
local
what this
legends or
means.
something.
All right, so Elarchus, you kind of get people's attention at first because they're like, "Oh, it's a lizard folk. Like, what's going on?" And then as you kind of explain and show that you're unable to talk, and you bring Horatio along beside you, you begin to chat up some of the folks, and they're affable enough, and some of them are a little curmudgeonly and kind of blow you off, but there's a few. None of them seem to have any legends or local stories about Night Lady and Hooves of Fire, like anything like that. Doesn't that sounds awfully spooky, and that kind of fits with the local legends about the old Kuru place being haunted. But no specific legends or stories or recent events kind of come up for that. And then people just continue to confirm the story that no one's been around the old Kuru place, that it was about 14 months ago. Vandy handled the funeral, but that there's a lot of people who they don't want to talk ill of the dead, but they are like, he was mean. No one really liked him at all. He didn't really have any friends in town. People tolerated him, but he was just a kind of a bad person.
Did his behavior change at all in the last week or so that he was alive, or is he just the same?
No, they figured
Same
up
perk.
until the very end he was an asshole up to the very end. But they hope that it's nothing related to kind of the general malaise that has settled over this region of the Swordlands. They say especially, if the old Kuru's place is haunted, it's not a far jump to think that the Wellspring Tower might be haunted, because that is dried up. There used to be, a nice little trickle of water and a stream that came from there, but it's, it is completely dried up now, so maybe there's ill omens and whatnot boding from the tower. Another farmer says they've seen that the light that's usually circling around there, he swears he saw it just go out at one point and then flicker back on. The light on top of there is fading. So they're kind of a, superstitious folks. They like, oh, I'll bet that's, reason. Oh, I'll bet that has to do with why, Kuru was haunted up to the very end. He could see the light and he knew the darkness was coming. They make up these stories and kind of builds off of each other throughout the evening as they, say about all these mysterious goings on.
And of course, the water is sour because the towers are failing. I don't say this to the townspeople.
Yeah, they talk about just a blight that is coming through from the tower. It's been coming through the last year or so. No one goes to the Wellspring Tower much anymore. That basically, if something's maybe even mildly haunted, they just stay away. We're not going to go over there.
So the people that have died unusually, are they from all over, or are they mostly from Matt and Cleve and Carrick?
You got from Vandy that they were all around the Swordlands. So there have been people from Matt and Cleve and Carrick mostly because it's the most populous areas, but no, there's been victims kind of all over. As far as Turpin Row, even. Which is down here to the south.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think the tower would have anything to do with this. It seems pretty related to Vandy.
Well, even if it's not. Well, and Kuru didn't have anything to do with Vandy himself. Sounds like their connection was actually
The broad
The Swintons?
Swintons, Rogor.
Maybe we should go see if there's anything to be found at the Swintons' old place tomorrow or
back
or
in
whenever.
Carrick, or where is that?
We'll be back in
Or no, is it? Is it down Carrick?
The Swintons lived just outside of Carrick.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could just go to the Wellspring Tower. We have to go there at some point anyway. So we could spend the night here, then go to the tower.
How long did it take us to go through the tower? It took like a night, right? We were only at that other tower a night,
The
right?
previous tower, you spent, I think, a day. Yeah, you spent at least the night once there.
Yeah, maybe we try that, I guess. I mean, we do have that thing to do. You know, we've been told that the world is ending, basically, if we don't do that. I guess that should be near the top of our list.
More so than a haunting? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe while we're here we should do that. How far is it to the tower? How many miles?
So there is an old path that kind of branches off from the road to Fernie. So if you head there, about 8 miles. So that's
The road.
3-ish hours, maybe 3 or 4.
Okay. Maybe we get some sleep and then try to do that tomorrow. Maybe there'll be a lady there guarding it with birds of fire.
Maybe.
All right. Well,
A
there's-
night lady specifically. Night as in after sunset. But
Wait, but well, is it night or night?
oh, that's true. Is it a
You didn't get a
night?
spelling from the ghost.
Yeah, when it asks, goes how to spell it. Assuming that homonyms are the same in English that they are in
common?
language we're speaking.
Would that be a mistaken thing in common?
I don't know. Probably. I was like,
It's
to
too-
make
it's
it
too hard to
easier-
figure out.
Yeah, to make
It
it
has-
easier on everybody. Yes.
Common and English have a common root.
Yes.
It's literally the same language.
Go ahead and say that. We'll establish that. All right. If there's nothing else you wish to do this evening,
I think Fabian would like to talk to Horatio before we, wrap up for the night. Because for now that we're so close to Carrick, and Fabian's been going through some things and remembers that he got that letter from Horatio after Petra died, to be delivered to someone in Carrick on the condition that Horatio would die. I just want to sort of like pull Horatio aside and say, hey, I remember you were saying you're from this area and you've been through a lot, and if you want to take some time at some point to meet up with anyone from your past, no one would hold it against you if you need some breather time.
That is actually probably the last thing I want.
We almost lost you there, and he kind of avoids bringing up your brother, but kind of leaves the silence to it, and is like, if there's anyone you need to, I mean, you don't have to go alone. I'll go with you if it's awkward. I know all about awkward family interactions. Believe me. It was lots of siblings, big litter. I know how it can get.
We're not from here originally. This is just a place I kind of settled down in for a couple of years and eventually decided it was not what I wanted with the rest of my life.
Oh, sorry, I misinterpreted, I guess, the significance of... I just assumed that it was a family member or something.
Well, yes. Technically. Probably. Still.
He kind of gives you a strange look. It's not any trouble, is it?
No, I don't think anything here would be trouble for us as a group. Maybe me personally, but I don't think it'll affect us as a group or as a circus.
Oh, and so if you need any help with anything, I mean, I'll still hold on to your letter just in case, but well, I'll respect, it sounds like a very personal matter, but even so, and with, everything that's happened, you're not alone is basically what I'm trying to say. Kind of very awkward about this.
Sort of looks down at the letter. Are you holding the letter, I guess?
Yeah, I'll have pulled it out.
No, keep it. And if you happen to hear anything about a person with that name, I suppose I would appreciate knowing about it.
I'll
If
keep an ear
only
out.
so I can hide under my bed.
Well, I'm used to hiding from shadows. I'll keep a watch on you and make sure nobody's tailing you anywhere.
I don't think it'll be that bad.
Okay. Well, sleep well. Try not to.
Pat him on the shoulder. I do appreciate your concern.
All right. Well, if nothing else, then you all head to sleep here in this quaint little tavern and inn. Fabian and Faith.
Oh no!
Oh,
We're
no.
I don't like that grouping.
During the night, there's something that comes to you.
Uh-oh.
And you find yourselves in this fitful sleep, tossing, turning, unable to get comfortable, unable to rest easily. And you start to have these vivid nightmares. In them, there is darkness all around, a once beautiful landscape corrupted, trees furling, plants dying, and riding through the landscape on this terrible, huge beast that rides with hooves of flame, white hot fire burning with every hoof fall as it gallops through this horrible landscape, and a figure of shadow and darkness, wild trailing tendrils of shadow behind it, reaching out to you. You run and run and run, but no matter how fast you run, how far you run, where you try to hide, this figure is constantly reaching out to you, trying to grab for your heart. And just as its long fingers are about to caress and grab and rip it out of your chest, you awake. Cold sweat. And you rest for the evening, regain the hit points that you do from taking a normal rest. However, the both of you are fatigued.
Oh no, that's terrible. I don't like fatigue.
To have.
And does fatigue take a value? No, just fatigued. Okay. But the rest of you have a nice night's sleep and wake up the next morning ready to go.
Man, I am tired.
So I guess we're setting off today, right? For the tower?
Oh, is it morning already? Oh, the sun.
So I'm going to tell the other people about my dream.
You describe the details
About
of this
the
vision.
night lady.
And Fabian, you had much the same nightmare.
Yeah, Fabian will nervously admit it after Faith has told us. He wasn't going to bring it up, but since it's too strange to be a coincidence.
Well, either the Colder brothers know anything about this. People having the same dream together.
Let's see. Let's check.
A nightmare.
Edward.
Yeah, I saw a nightmare. That's what they are, right? Like it's a flaming horse.
Well, Edward says, well, there is a spell that can induce nightmares, but typically it takes a while and you need to know someone and they have to be sleeping.
Oh, that's terrible magic.
Yeah. Or you have to know the person at least. But yeah, so don't know if it was brought on by occult magic or what. Well, anything else you wish to do in the inn here, Matt and Cleve, or do you set off?
I mean, the people that died, some of them had dreams, right? Or that was the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And when do we have an indication of any kind of timeline for at least one of the people in terms of when they got dreams and when they died?
I think when you were talking to the what's his face, the Humber Huttonfell family, that he was having some rough sleeping and fitful sleep, within maybe a week or so of him expiring, or maybe less.
Great. Hi.
I'm sure you're.
We can solve this in a week, right? Or less.
Is this a situation where we go to the tower, or do we try to force? Do we think the tower has a good chance of being related to this or not?
I mean,
No idea.
I feel like in the dream I saw the land was dying.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So we can try to address the tower and hope that does something?
Well, nothing else has helped any of these people, so... What's the worst that can happen?
I mean, you can die, but...
that is literally the worst that could happen.
And then, have your ghost stuck to the world and screaming at other people. I don't know.
It doesn't make much sense, though. We're strangers to this place. We're not connected to anyone's grudges or...
Yeah.
I mean,
We
That's
don't
true.
owe anybody money. Nobody owes us money.
You're
They
not
are
angry.
now.
I mean,
Yeah, but they're still not angry at that one family that everybody was...
yeah. This is my first time coming through this part. What grudges would anyone have against me? It doesn't make sense.
I guess it's a first time for everything, right? I don't know. First unconnected death.
Unless whatever it is isn't happy that we're looking into things.
'Cause we have
Although
no indication that this is related to that ghost, right? From like a roleplay perspective.
beyond that, we were the ones that got closest to the ghost.
I mean,
I guess they have the same
they
dream.
they saw a vision that matches what the ghost described, and we're investigating a thing that starts with, yeah, no,
But I mean, at the same
why
time,
wouldn't
like,
this be connected?
why is it contagious?
Mm-hmm. Who knows?
It's not how dreams work. Dreams aren't contagious.
But it's not a. I mean, I guess it could be a coincidence, but
I mean, it's not a coincidence. It's the same thing. But whether we picked it up from the ghost or whether we picked it up from just being here.
yeah, the two people who got spooked by the ghost.
They were closest to the
Yeah, the people in the room.
True.
I mean, we can send 2 more people and see if the same thing happens. We can do it.
All be cursed.
Yeah, that's a good idea, right?
Have us roll the Jumanji dice as well. Is there like a curse? Do we know anything about curses?
Well, Marion certainly did.
He was an expert. Well, he's still around.
Yeah, and you pop Marion out, and he's like, "Yeah, it sucks. It sucks to be cursed."
Oracular curses, maybe.
Yeah.
So what do the dream people think? The tower, or try back at the house, or investigate more?
I think either the tower or this Swindon, whatever the name was.
Swinton
Their
House.
Place.
the Swinton house, yeah.
So
Which I think that's back in
around Carrick, yeah.
Carrick.
So I think Vandy related that the house was auctioned off. He doesn't know if it's currently inhabited or what its current status is, but he does know that there was a big auction because the house went into arrears. Younger Swinton was a drunkard and couldn't manage the family farm, and they had to sell it off. So there's a chance that you go there and it's occupied.
Before he died?
I think he died. When he died off, they auctioned off the farm to try and cover his debts.
But they didn't do that for Old Caru's place.
No.
They decided it was cursed. And
They decided it was cursed and left
abandoned
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fabian, what do you think?
I think I don't want to die. We might as well investigate the tower. The only other thing I can think of is going back and trying to confront the ghost again. I don't know if you can shake down a ghost to tell you if it's cursed you.
Take down a gibbering ghost as well.
Yeah, didn't have a lot of sanity left to it. I don't want to end up like that. You are the first people I'm haunting.
Great.
Yeah, add that act to the circus.
Marion's like, hey, we already got a ghost. We can't do both. Like, let's do two ghosts. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so I guess we either go back and try to exorcise that ghost. I mean, but there's no guarantee that would even help the situation either,
Also, you probably know that you need some good religion skills to exercise. It's part of your religious studies, and don't know if it's Edward who's the best among you.
Right.
Yeah.
He's trained, but no modifier, so
We don't.
it's kind of iffy.
We don't have one of those.
He has no modifier?
No, because
Oh, I guess it's a wisdom.
He's charisma-based.
Charisma. I see.
Yeah, we're surprisingly lacking in any kind of divine magic, divinity.
Well, Marion's like, I'm right here. I know I'm not here technically
Yeah, but you
anymore.
forgot all that stuff.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore, but I used to be just like great at it.
Yeah, now your intelligence is bound to Edward. Yeah, Edward.
Yeah, I used to be a fucking expert at it.
So, tower? Wellspring Tower?
Yeah.
We've got 7 days. The worst happens is, there's nothing there, and then we have 6 days.
It's 5 days. We speed run all 3 towers. Go.
Go. Here's the strat, guys.
1 week.
Go. You don't need to follow these roads, just like straight
Oh
line.
yeah, we're going straight through the plains. We're not following roads.
They'll never expect it.
Where we go, we don't
the
need
book
roads.
writers. Yeah, the book writers will never expect.
Like,
Go
whoa,
straight,
wait a minute.
Just go straight towards the map marker.
They're out of bounds. Yeah, if
Just
you
shimmy
go
back and forth.
if you go off the north edge of the map, you circle back around. It's a little known trick. Are you eating something you're not supposed to be? Don't eat that.
So I guess we'll head towards Ferry with the intention of breaking off to the
Fernie?
Wellspring Tower. Fernie, yeah.
All right, so you begin heading off in the morn, making the road further north along the Verdant Passage. Eventually, the road goes to Willowside, which is a bit bigger settlement, but that takes a while to get up that way. So, just mark my time here.
It's not boring.
So, in the morning, you begin setting off the road north. You see the fork in the road sign with a little arrow pointing toward Fernie, and there's a little paw print on the sign there, marking it as the Shuni village. Begin heading off that way, and unless you want to divert at the last second and head toward Fernie, you can make the old dried path away toward the Wellspring Tower. So, a few hours pass. You get to about midday when you are heading over here toward the Wellspring Tower. The glow of the small sphere orbiting the top of the Wellspring Tower is visible from miles away, but even at that distance, it is obvious that something is wrong. The glow is unsteady, dimming to a dull brown every few seconds. The tower itself is an imposing structure. A mud brick stepped pyramid with 4 tiers and steep sides, it is clearly many thousands of years old. 2 platforms protrude from its base and have ladders leaning against them from the ground. From the northern platform climbs a series of narrow steps all the way to a terrace balcony just before the first tier, some 150 feet up, where a great cavernous doorway enters the tower's interior. The entire tower appears to be covered in a network of fine cracks. These are actually dead, brittle vines that must have covered nearly the entire structure in a carpet of greenery. Like the dead creepers that cover the tower's surface, the land around it for miles is likewise sere and lifeless. A dry watercourse extends from the base of the tower, where there must have once been a babbling stream. And you all come upon the Wellspring Tower. Now, coming upon this tower, you can see it from a ways off. And basically, your sight line is from about a mile away. And as you start to approach within this, you can see the land around it. It's pretty bare and pretty clear. The dry stream, these 2 platforms that are each about 30 or so feet off the ground, and ladders. And even from this distance, because it's so clear, you can make out small figures around the base of one of these 2 platforms, and there seems to be some on top of the other platform. The ones on top are on just a platform kind of by itself. The other platform, there is a pathway, like a stair, zigzagging from it. There are ladders going up to each of the platforms and figures, and you can see fires burning in these 2 little locations over there.
So Are these platforms abutting the tower, or are they
Yes, they're
separate from
attached
it?
to it. So they're two
Okay.
little base of the tower platforms, and from one of them there's the switchback stair that goes up to this upper terrace where there's the doorway that you can see from this vantage point.
Wooden scaffolding or something.
So the ladders are wooden, but the switchback stair is actually built into the mud brick tower.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
into the stone tower. So, how do you all approach the Wellspring Tower?
So
I will
it's
say
barren?
it is very barren, and I'll also say that those of you who are fatigued, as part of the fatigue condition during exploration, you can't choose an exploration activity. So Fabian and Faith, you're just kind of like you're along for the journey, coming at this however you can.
Yeah.
Is there any place to like approach from? So wait, these towers, these wooden scaffolds with people on them, are on the side, on our side, right? Like the side we're approaching from.
Yes.
So
and
if
they're
we were to,
not wooden scaffolding; they're actual stone. That's like
they're stone
yeah, they're
scaffolding. Okay.
platforms, really.
If we were to come around from the other side,
Mm-hmm.
we would have more time to approach where they wouldn't see us potentially. Like if we keep the tower between us and them.
Yes. So you could try to make a wide circle around the tower and come at it from the other side. The only thing is you don't see kind of a clear path up to the terrace to the only door you've seen going inside of the tower.
Right, yeah, you would have to still. It's just it would give them less of a warning, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, you kind of look around, and probably Arshis was doing some scouting around, looking about. It will be difficult to try and sneak around because the land is so bare and offers very few hiding points. Like if you wanted to keep the tower in view and also try to get around, it's you're not even 100% sure that they can't already see you from your current vantage point because
Right.
it is so clear.
No mass invisibility, right? That would last an hour.
Invisibility is one spell cast per creature.
Isn't there a greater mass invisibility at higher levels?
Not in PF2, there's not.
Oh, okay.
That
At-
cheating spell.
Yeah, no. It is 10 minutes per creature. And you can heighten it to only last a minute, but not end if the target takes a hostile action.
How many figures
Um,
can I just see standing up, I guess?
So looking around Oarshisk, so there's kind of two groups. There's one group that's on top of the left platform from your perspective, and there's only like a couple, maybe 3 or so. And then there's another group that's on the ground by the other platform, and there's 5, you think? A bit harder to see them because they're on the ground. The ones on the platform are a bit easier to see, and that's probably the group you're more concerned that maybe can see you right now, just because they have a higher vantage point and it's just clear around for them.
I mean, we could come back at night, but
do I know if they have to Zolgaths have to have dark vision, right?
You're pretty certain. You've been in
Like
places
they've
with them
gotta
enough
have dark
now.
vision.
Yeah, they they do. You just know that.
So that would be, if anything, worse. Because then they could see and we could not.
okay.
As
So these
opposed to
might
we
be
can both see.
Zolgaths again, I suppose.
Yeah, looking at them and kind of peering forward, yeah, they've got the same physique that you're all too familiar with at this point.
Maybe they're just level 1 Zolgaths, and
Like
we
the
can
other
beat them all
ones.
up real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
I am looking at my inventory real quick. No. So I could But we'd have to get pretty close is the problem.
Yeah, you're almost a mile off at this point.
They're gonna see us pretty clearly before I can do anything with any kind of spells.
I mean, do we just walk up? Anybody have any better ideas?
No, we kind of have to either way. Um,
Does fatigue prevent you from running?
No.
Good.
No, overland.
-1 to AC and saves, and during exploration, you can't choose an exploration activity.
we're within 500 feet. I could make an illusory elephant charging the other direction, but we have to be within 500 feet.
Yeah,
And
I
at that
guess.
point, I think.
I guess we just approach and see how they react.
All right.
Hey, we're here to fix the tower. Fuck off.
You begin kind of trudging your way through the land. So you get to probably like a quarter mile within there. So you're maybe we'll say you're like 1,000 feet or so of the tower. At this point, you can definitely tell some of the Zolgaths are moving. The ones on top of the platform kind of point around. The ones on the ground are kind of looking around curiously. You see as you keep moving forward, the ones that are on top of the platform, they take the ladder that was, going from their platform down to the ground, and they hoist it up. So they bring the ladder up and on top of the platform.
Okay.
The other ones are kind of seeming to be like congregating amongst themselves, and kind of don't seem to be doing much at this point. So I'll say then you get to within 500 feet of the tower. They have not done anything. You see that a couple of the people who are on the ground, there's all guys on the ground, have gone up the ladder onto the other platform at this point, and some of them are continuing the process of debating whether they should climb up or not. But you do approach within 500 feet, and they're just kind of looking in your direction.
I don't know if an elephant is going to fix the situation or be necessary.
No.
I don't know if an elephant's going to fix the situation.
God, I'm not trading intimidation. I really just want to go all Gandalf on them, and I'm not trying. I have a +2.
Marion had that skill.
Edward pops out, Marion. Yeah, I did. What of it? So, anything as you continue your approach?
I guess not. I mean, I don't know. Well, ready in action to raise a shield if they try to fire at me, I guess. I can do that.
Okay.
I mean, you can do well. You can do raise shield as an exploration activity.
Yeah, but I don't want to already go in defensively. I'm trying to keep it open as possible.
I mean, they know who we are. We know who they. Well, they actually maybe don't know who we are, but we know who they are, and they're going to try and eat us as soon as we
they have
get close.
no indication of what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So we're just going to keep going
Just
until
have
they
a shield up just in case. The defend activity. All right. You continue your approach. You come within a couple hundred feet of this side of the tower. At this point, the ground group has all gone up to the platform and starting to bring the ladder up with them as well. The other group that already did that is maintaining their position. And you see a few of them have these satchels, and a few of them are kind of rummaging around. They're holding something in their hands and kind of looking in your direction, just tossing something in their hands.
Do we have Marion's crossbow?
Marion
I
has a ranged attack.
actually
but-
hold on. I should.
No, I mean Marion's crossbow from before, or didn't he
Oh.
originally have a crossbow?
I
His
think I
bow.
have that.
Oh.
I think I have a crossbow. I also have. Wait, hold on.
What can
Spells.
Fabian wield?
Lots of things.
You can do all kinds of shit.
Fabian wield one of Marion's weapons.
Yeah, I have Ray of Frost. Ray of Frost is 120 feet.
I know, but like it would be nice if also Fabian could shoot things if necessary.
I've got a bow.
Oh, you have a bow. Okay,
I have a sharp bow. I can.
got it.
Pump.
Yeah, so if you pull out these ranged weapons, you're at about 200 feet away from the tower now. How close do you approach if you're going to try to like just let loose a volley?
I don't think we should do anything until they react, right?
Up to you.
Or until they at least threaten to react.
Yeah, sounds.
We're gonna keep approaching past 200 feet.
Okay. So,
I don't know if this is the correct way, but whatever.
All right. As you are marching across, well, I guess at this point it's good to know what your kind of party formation is. Where are you guys, and where are you in relationship to each other?
I'm probably in the front.
All right, Arash, just go front.
Yeah, I'll be either behind you or behind Fabian.
Or next to me or whatever.
Yeah, right up in the front with you.
Alrighty.
We got the Kohlers in the back, probably.
Fabian in the middle.
I guess so.
Okay. So, Faith, you kind of going along, it's an open land, and you all begin to notice that there's patches of grass, but mostly dirt around here. And some of the dirt is like piles or churned, or there's like different patches of loose dirt in some areas, but they're kind of all over the place. That's weird. And it's weird as you just step a little bit on the side of one, and there's a glass clinking sound.
Oh no!
For just a moment. There's a cling, and then there's a high-pitched whine, and then
There are mines.
there is an explosion of fire. And we'll see if Faith survives that next time on Really Playing Games,
Cool,
The
cool, 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 cool.
Extinction Curse. Woo!